Welcome back to Metals, Money, and Markets for November 17th, 2017. I'm Rob Goodman from MiningClips, and with me as always, the Mercenary Geologist, Mickey Fulp, to break it down. Well, Mickey, two words, tax cuts, Congress got it done. Let's break these markets down. Fantastic week for the precious metals.
Well, I would disagree that Congress got it done. The House got it done. But the Senate's, it doesn't look like anything's going to pass the Senate right now. You've got these old guard senators. One thing they did do well was they repealed the Obama healthcare mandate in their bill, but now it turns out there's 6 of them that won't support the bill that's proposed in the Senate, and then it's got to go to compromise in the House, so who knows. The whole thing weighed on the markets this week, especially the U.S. dollar, much weaker, which meant gold and silver and platinum were up. Gold went up to $12.93 for a gain of $18, up 1.5%. Silver 2.5% to $17.27. Platinum had a very nice week, finished at $9.51, up $24 on the week. And palladium just treaded water. It finished at $9.88, completely flat over the week. One thing that's encouraging, we told people is going to happen, is the platinum to gold and platinum palladium ratios are starting to increase. Now they've got a long way to go, but they've bounced off the bottoms at this point.
Yeah, meanwhile, copper off a couple points here.
Yeah, copper had another down week. It's lost 7 cents over the last 2 weeks, but only down 2 cents over the week. Forward curve still looks very robust. The weakness in copper has to do all with the Chinese economy came in a little weaker, and market didn't like that.
And moving on to energy, where uranium continues to be the story. Nice little rally for oil today, but ended the week off. But uranium, a tremendous week.
Uranium continues to strengthen on the basis solely of the Cameco suspension of uranium mine and mill in Saskatchewan, the Athabasca Basin. Uranium gained $1.50 to finish at 24.25, up 6.6%. It's gained 20% in 3 weeks. Oil just taking a breather here, a bit of a pause. A mixed bag of news on the oil markets. The International Energy Agency in Paris, whatever good that is, came up with a very bearish outlook on oil. Higher inventories in the U.S. was one of the reasons, but on the other side, the oil and gas rigs are up +8 over the week. U.S. production is now approaching an all-time high, just off the all-time high, or at least a high since 1970, which I think was the all-time high, and equaled basically in October of 2014 before oil prices crashed. And the Saudis say that their production cuts are going to continue. So a very mixed bag on news in the oil business.
And moving down to the currencies, as mentioned at the top, more pressure on the dollar. Euro, a nice week. Curiously, the loonie had an off week here.
Well, I think what's going on is the loonie is tracking the dollar. You look at the curve of the two currencies, at least on a daily basis, they've been the same this week. Euro, of course, was up with dollar weakness. Dollar lost 0.8%, closed at 93.67. It's lost 1.5% over the last 2 weeks, and it needed to do that. I'm a proponent of a weaker dollar, and so is the executive branch of our government right now. It was very curious what happened last night, and I don't really know the reason why, but somebody came in and sold the dollar just a little bit after Hong Kong opened. That would be 7 to 9 p.m. New York time. In 2 hours, the dollar lost 0.4 points, and that's a big move in currency markets. I should also say, Rob, pardon me, that the dollar recovered most of that today. So,
moving on to the markets here, the U.S. markets, little mixed bag here. A big rally yesterday, but
well, we really had a lackluster week. Although the S&P 500 closed a few points off the all-time high, and NASDAQ was 9 points off the all-time high, which was set yesterday for NASDAQ. One thing that's probably discouraging for the Dow is Dow transports have turned negative over the last week or 10 days. That said, Dow closed down 0.3% at 23,358. S&P 500 lost 2 points to 2580. NASDAQ gained 0.5% over a week at 6784. As long as this tax reform turmoil keeps going on, markets aren't going to like that.
Yeah, and meanwhile, the venture inches up a little here this week.
Yeah, I closed at a weekly high, and actually a high. We haven't seen this going back. I'm looking at our chart basically since when was the last time it was 799? Closed the week in early June at 801. So it gained 3 points over the week. Closed at the aforementioned 799 for a 3 point gain. Not much, but it's really driven by the lithium bubble part two, which continues to be blown up. That will crash at some point. And also tax loss selling's hitting the market. You can tell just by the volumes, big volumes all week, averaged 112 million shares over the week. And I cannot tell you how long it's been since we've had a week that averaged over 100 million shares trading per day.
Okay, Mickey. Well, we'll look forward to your insight for next week, and we'll catch up with you in San Francisco at the Silver Summit next week.
Yep, and we're going to have cameras going and microphones in hand, and I look forward to working with you once again, Rob.
See you Monday, Mickey. Have a great weekend.
Righto.